court to hear the matter. But court today, we were in court for this for here. We are in court in good time. And because of the constraint we are usually exposed to from time to time, the constraint that stems from the fact that lawyers are not being allowed access to the court. So we were there to resolve this issue. Because justice must be done in this case. And not only be done, the manifesto is sent to be done. So we're in court to resolve this matter. Our big and gowns were inside the court. Our books were inside the court. Our bag we're just outside the court door. Because a number of us were outside, we're not allowed to come in. So the court came in. Come and shoot us now. The court came in and they called up the case. Because the only case on the court. Called up the case. Ordinarily, it is the practice that when lawyers are not in court, and when you are aware that they are weak and the court will naturally ask, what are the lawyers? And they will tell you, do you know Nnamdi Kanu was in court. Nnamdi Kanu was there, he was in court. And our client was in court. We have seen him before then. But told the lawyers are outside. You have ordinarily summoned the legal counsel to find out from him what was actually going on. That has been the practice. So in a civilized society, that is the practice in this country actually. I've not witnessed a situation whereby court will call in and call a case when lawyers in the matter were outside the court door. I've not seen such thing. So and when we were told that the court was about to proceed, we now struggle to go inside the court, the local stand. We are knocking at the door, the local stand, only for us to be told that the court called our client, called the prosecutor, and have a discussion with them in open court. So, taking us back to what happened on 26th of June, 2021, when he was talking to court with reference to us, and allowed to address the court. So, it's a clear case of denial of here. So, and the height of privacy of justice. This is what you are seeing now. So, if the court is not ready to go on with this case, what the judge, my lord, will have done is just to rescue himself from the matter. It's simple. It's allowed. Very simple. It's allowed. Instead of going about this way, because from what is playing out today, I don't think that the legal team, as we are today, still have implicit confidence in the court to go on with this case. We don't have confidence in the court again to go on with this case. And we're going to activate relevant administrative process to ensure that the right thing is done. And this case, I can assure you today, this case will not get to January. It was the hard and here the hardest to just see. We must activate the process to ensure that the matter is come up is hard this week. He has not committed an offense to law. We have informed the world, filed our solid objection to the charge, that the 7-count amended charge filed against Nnamdi Kanu is as empty as what one can never imagine. It's as empty as what one can never imagine. It's a worthless paper before the court. And we have filed a strong objection to challenge it. And the court is under obligation to hear this application. Deliver only one word or the other. He can't run away from it. And no trial will commence in this case without application being held. Of course. So we're going to take up the matter in the Procedural Adjourned. Thank you so much.
Your name for the record.
It's very clear that the reason for the lockout was I've been here 5 times. My name is Bruce Fine. I'm an international lawyer who represents Nnamdi Kanu from the United States. It was clear today that they were, when the lawyers were entering the courtroom, when I was here, they said, no, Mr. Fine, you can't enter. It's clear that the 5th time this has happened to me, despite the court order authorizing Nnamdi Kanu to see any lawyers of his choice without any inhibition whatsoever. It's a flagrant violation of international law. The Nigerian Constitution deprives an accused of right of access to counsel. It's very clear every single day that Nnamdi Kanu is being detained is another violation of international law. He's being punished in solitary confinement. There's never been any hearing whatsoever. Never been a finding that he did anything guilty whatsoever. And here he is. Now we have a scheduled hearing in January, 6 months of punishment before you even have a trial. Think of that. That's Alice in Wonderland. Sentence first, verdict afterwards. This case is going to go to an international forum. I'm taking the case to Geneva, the Working Group on International Arbitrary Detention, the International Criminal Court, and the International Court of Justice in The Hague, the United States Congress, to make clear that the Nigerian judiciary cannot be trusted. Sanctions are necessary in order to bring it into conformity with due process of law. And until that happens, Nigeria will be a pariah state. It will be a failed state. And I want to underscore to the Nigerian judiciary, you're not immune from criminal prosecution like the Nazi judges weren't either. You participate in the flagrant violation of human rights, you'll be charged with crimes against humanity at the ICC, and I can guarantee that because I'm going to do it. My name is Bruce.
Bruce Fine. Bruce Fine for record.
Bruce Fine.
Bruce Fine for record. Bruce Fine for record is a former deputy attorney general of the United States of America. Speaking to you.
Yes.
And a lawyer to Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB in the United States of America.
Fine, right?
F-E-I-N. F-E-I-N.
Welcome, sister.
Right, that's now Bruce Fine, lawyer from the United States. We deny access to enter the courtroom today to hear the trial of Nnamdi Kanu. As we don't tell Una before, they don't adjourn the case to January 19 and 20, 2022.
Let's go.
The lawyers been staging walkouts of the courtroom, sake of say, then deny. There's legal counsel from the United States access into the court. BBC News Pidgin live from the Federal High Court, Abuja. If you miss any of this update, you can enter our website for bbcpidgin.com. As matter don't go before we round up, they don't adjourn the case of Nnamdi Kanu to January 19 and 2022. That's next year. Toribi said they deny the legal counsel will come from US. Bruce will also follow us up for this video for interview, say they deny an access against the rule of law. The lawyers been staged a waka come out from the courtroom, say this one no follow law. We need to see here from some of the lawyers we've been.
For how to behave in this manner, I believe in Igbo language that is something that happened to people here and that make people have to do that one sound. Not really. She wouldn't have done this thing. What happened today is a criminal trial in a secret manner. The lawyers were agitating that a particular person, they say that they don't want. We say no, it is not for your own to tell us who will come in and who will have given us 5. It is for us to say, Mr. Keko, Kapo, Code. Whether you like the person or don't like the person, it is our choice to say, these are the people that will come in. Not for you to start censoring those that will come in and those that will not come in. That is what, and that is the cause of whatever that happened. So as we were outside, deliberating in protest, that we are not going to go in until they allow a representative from the United States of America to go in. The next thing is that the matter has been to 19th and 20th of January. And they are forgotten most important aspect of the Criminal Justice Act, which provides that if somebody is not granted bail, that trial must be day to day. That is the law. That is the law. We are not the one that make the law. It's when you grant the person bail, you can adjourn at your liberty. But provided that that person is under incarceration, the law says day to day. It has no need that you cannot try day to day. It must exist 2 weeks. So why you make the law? Why breaking the law?
Are you saying that the court has violated
its own rules and acts? The law is an act. That's the provision of the law. And what the Criminal Justice Act is here. So thank you, and thank you. We have a lot to do. God bless you.
Sir, you feel introduce yourself again, sir, your name.
Barrister Gams, Chairman Otuokiwu on litigation and public interest.
Thank you very much.
Otuokiwu.
Right, we are not hear from the lawyers as they don't adjourn the matter enter January. Then the vex say they don't allow the legal counsel will come from the United States and they don't allow her make access the courtroom. And the lawyers they say waka come from the courtroom. Enter bbcpidgin.com to read more about the updates of this trial and how it will work out today.
At least maximum of 8 persons along with us up there. I'm not talking about those that were denied access to the court premises. We are outside trying to resolve that issue. Because we can't continue this manner. We have people that came from all the way from Aba today. Yes. We have a person who is representing Igbo lawyers here. Yes. He was not allowed access to the court. We have people who are representing Nnamdi Kanu. We have people who are representing Ohanes and Igbo. They were not allowed access to the court today. So we insisted that the right thing must be done. After all, we have over 9 members of legal team representing the federal government today in court. They were in court. Lawyers. We also have over 10 members of SSS officials right inside the court. Why can't they allow at least some members of legal team defense team to be in court? So they refuse to do that. And we're outside the court door trying to resolve these challenges. The court came in, locked the door, then denied access to the court. Before we could speak to Jack Robinson, the matter has been adjourned to 19th and 20th of January. I've not seen such travesty. I've not seen travesty of justice. We are just told. We are told that the court invited our client and the DPP and the prosecutor to have a discussion with them. Even when we are not there.
Imagine.
Just like what happened on 26th of July, on 26th of June 2021, when he was taken to court without reference to us. And he was tried on that day without us being in court. So the same thing repeatedly this time today. And it's unfortunately, we are within the courtroom. We are just outside the court door and we are locked outside. I've not seen such thing in my life. And there's no order from the court, substantial in court, stating that this trial will be called out in secret. No such order has been given. This is the height of privacy of justice. So today, and also the court, the last adjourned date, the court reviewed the guideline of persons who are visiting him.
Yes.
That guideline contained an order of course and was served on the DSS. That order was furthered by the DSS with impunity. And on the basis of that disobedience to that court order, we filed from 48 against the DSS to commit him to contempt. That application is going to come out today for hearing too, because we want to find the court. The court has a duty to protect the sanctity of his order. So we're in court today to also inform the court that the order he made and served on the DSS was furthered with impunity. It can't continue that manner. So today, we are not even allowed to come inside the court to address the court on this point. So what you are saying as legal team, there is a clear case of denial of fair hearings concerning the practice of the Constitution. So we're going back home to strategize and take a further decision as to whether we can continue in this court or elsewhere. Because what you know is that this matter must be heard and must heard what? Expeditiously. Must heard expeditiously. If the court is not willing, disposed to hear this case, he will excuse himself voluntarily from country with this hearing of this case. That's what I can have to say.
Yes, what I want to say is it's very clear this was the 5th time I had come from the United States as Nnamdi Kanu's international lawyer to try to meet and see him, whereas denied 5 times. It was very clear today that I was the one that caused them to lock everybody out of the courtroom. They did not want me in the courtroom. I'm here not to create an irritant. There are huge international law issues raised by the charges against Nnamdi.
La 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 la.